Good morning, boys. I hope everyone is cool. Please let me know if you can hear me perfectly. The sound is clear. I thought that today's morning session is gonna be disaster, but after seeing something, I'm, I'm having some hope actually. So I hope this morning session could be beautiful. But until that thing I have seen, it was really so disaster. So I thought that this morning session I won't be able to trade, but now I have some hope that it's gonna be a beautiful session. I hope so. Good morning, Seth Hunter. Teja, good morning. Bart, good morning. Jesse Posada, good morning, brother. Good morning again. Thank you, brother. RS, good morning. Sound is clear. Thank you so much, brother, for confirming the sound is clear. Sophia, good morning. Kuba, good morning. Uchuk, good morning, brother. Who else is here actually? Who else is here? Faddy, thanks for that penguin, brother. Thank you so much, brother. Okay, Ayan is also here. Good morning, brother. NQ Slayer is also here. Good morning. I hope that, brother, you are going to get a huge boom today. Just don't say anything to me today. Please don't say anything to me because today I'm not confident about this morning session. So if you say something against, then it can trigger my ego. So please don't tell anything to me. Okay, NQ Slayer. It's a request, brother. Eiffel Trader is here. Ahbab is here. Good morning, both of you guys. Thank you for being over here. I don't have the time to for these greetings. I would love to go directly to this chart. Okay. Good morning to the best streaming YouTube trader. Thank you so much, brother, for that compliment, King Julian. How are you, brother? First of all, I thought that today's morning session is gonna be disaster. Okay, but I have seen something from 1 minute chart. I'll talk about that when I'll be in 1 minute chart. So maybe it's gonna be a beautiful session. Maybe. Here there is that weekly candle from last week, and it has came to the fair value gap over here, 50% of that fair value gap. Now this week market open until here it is. I would love to show you the quadrant level one more time, which I have shown you yesterday. So from the to the top to the bottom, this is the lower quadrant, this is the consequent crosspoint of the 50%. I'll keep it to my chart so that in lower time frame you will be able to see this. Just remember, it is the bold line. Okay, very bold line. For there will be a lot of bold line actually. So I'll remove them later, but for now you can see this, that quadrant level from the weekly chart. So this is the daily chart. From the daily chart, you can see here, this is that daily bearish fair value gap. Yesterday market has traded the upper quadrant of that daily bearish fair value gap, so I'm going to use it too. So you'll be able to see the thin line over here. This is the upper quadrant that has been traded yesterday. Market perfectly traded over there, then rejected from that area. As well as if you see that ICT recently introduced that quadrant levels with much more explanation. Okay, so I would love to make sure that my point is clear over here, which is more. I have added more over there. Okay, so from this weekly, I'm going to remove it from the daily chart so that you will be able to see only the daily quadrant level. So this is that lower upper quadrant level from the daily bearish gap. This is a week. That week has traded a fair value gap or the volume imbalance or the new week opening gap, whatever you say. It has traded that area. So I would love to look for that week, which is much more prominent to me. Okay, so from here to here, it tapped to the upper quadrant level of that week, rejected from there, come back again here. How it is going to be traded, we'll be able to see that in a moment. But right now, this rejection from here and this rejection from there, it was really so beautiful. It was so beautiful. Okay, today's Thursday, by the way. Just keep looking what I'm trying to show you. So that was the fall, that was the top run around this area from the daily chart. I'd love to come to 4 hour chart. No, I have to come in this chart so that it's going to be a bit clear around here. Okay, so this is the 4 hour chart, around the 4-hour chart. Would love to remove those lines. I had a lot of lines actually. I was watching this thing. So here from the 4-hour chart, you can see this market yesterday come to this daily bearish gap upper quadrant level, as well as if you mark that 4-hour gap with the quadrant level. So this 4-hour gap from here to here, you can see this is the upper quadrant that has missed by a tick, I guess, just by a tick that has been missed the upper quadrant level of that 4-hour gap. So maybe today it can trade that upper quadrant level, then it can start to fall. I'm just going to remove this quadrant level from my 4-hour chart. Not important that much, but it can do that. Okay, so it can go a bit higher above this and then it can start to fall. From the hourly chart, this is that entry gap. Remember the 50% that has been already broken. This is the last fair value gap. I really don't want to see this market will come to this last fair value gap. I'll just mark this last fair value gap over here and extend it to my right. I don't want to see this last fair value gap will be traded because of the premium and discount logic. Okay, so depending on that premium and discount logic, I don't want to see this last fair value gap from hourly chart is going to be traded. As well as if I come to this weekly chart and mark that weekly week, that things I showed you yesterday. Okay, so I'm just going to recap it one more time. You can see this 50% and the upper quadrant level of that weekly week is aligned with the last fair value gap from hourly chart. So if it actually come over here and then been rejected, I think I'll be confused if it come over here, because if it come here according to the premium and discount logic, it should keep going higher. It should be broken and then it should keep going higher. But we'll see how it is going to be traded around this area from this hourly last fair value gap if it reach over there. Still now I'm not thinking that this is coming to this area or the last fair value gap over here. I'm not thinking like that way. That is why I'm just going to remove this weekly week quadrant level, otherwise it's going to be thousands of the lines over there. Okay, so just remember this gap is aligned with the weekly week 50% and the upper quadrant. This is aligned with that area. It can of course come over here, and if it come here, I'll start to think about the all-time high again. We'll have to come to 15-minute chart, and from 15-minute chart in that specific leg, this is the specific leg. You can see this is the last fair value gap over here. This candle high, that candle low. This is the last fair value gap. This is the entry fair value gap from the 15-minute chart. So I'm just going to mark the entry gap over there, extend it to my right and a bit right here. This is the entry fair value gap from 15-minute chart. Yesterday this market came to the upper quadrant level of that daily bearish fair value gap that is aligned with the 15-minute entry fair value gap. So it came here, traded the 50% of this entry fair value gap, then rejected from there, fall, came here to this entry fair value gap from 15-minute chart, as well as hourly last fair value gap and that daily week upper quadrant level that is aligned with the entry fair value gap. Okay, so it came exactly to the upper quadrant, which is aligned with the 50-minute entry gap. 50-minute last fair value gap is aligned with the 50% or the that daily week 50%, a very specific week that has traded a fair value gap and a very prominent week. Okay, so this is that week I'm talking about here. This is that week that has traded a fair value gap or the volume imbalance, which is a new week opening gap actually that has been traded over here, a very prominent new week opening gap, by the way. Trade that upper quadrant which is aligned with the 50-minute entry gap. Bearish fair value gap, I don't have the wick here, right? No wick around this area, just the gap. I divided it into the quadrant level, and I have seen that from 15-minute chart it has traded that entry gap which is aligned with the upper quadrant level of that the daily bearish fair value gap. So you can see the daily bearish fair value gap 50% is here, but here I don't have any fair value gap. So I can simply think that this market will come until this upper quadrant, then it will be rejected from there. Now this upper quadrant level is aligned with 15-minute entry fair value gap. You can see this is the high of that bearish gap, but it is just below the last fair value gap from 15-minute chart. I'm showing you the daily chart and the 15-minute chart. This is already gone. Hourly last fair value gap is gone from the weekly week 50% and the upper quadrant. So if it come here, we'll talk about that later, because this gap is aligned with the weekly chart, not with the daily chart. But from the daily chart here, I have only the bearish gap, not week. So I don't have the week over here. I have the bearish gap from the daily chart, which I have divided into the quadrant level. After dividing the quadrant level, you can see the upper quadrant level is aligned with the 50-minute entry gap. At the same time, there I don't have the gap. I have, what do I have over there? I have the wick. So I have that mark, that wick. Upper quadrant is here, which is with the entry parallel gap. 50% is here, which is aligned the last parallel gap. So here this market could fall until this area, which is aligned with this last parallel gap. It could do that, but as it is aligned with the entry gap as well, the quadrant level is aligned with the entry gap as well. It is also a bit strong thing, okay, around this area. It is a bit stronger. Right now market is over here. I would love to show you something from 50-minute chart, some more thing, okay. This is yesterday's price action. First market went higher around this area, 50% of that entry parallel gap. Then this market has fallen, retest this gap, then fall again, came to the upper quadrant, entry parallel gap, took that relatively equal lows. That was the liquidity, took that relatively equal lows by a shallow run. Now when I have seen this shallow run over here, it is my obvious liquidity. I'm just not marking it right now. I'll mark it later, okay. But now I have the sell side liquidity around here. Then this market went higher, come until this area, fall. When it has fallen, it has built another buy side liquidity. This swing high and that high has made the relatively equal highs. Today's market open around 6 p.m. market open, went higher, cleared that relatively equal highs, come back again to this entry gap. Can it fall now? Do I have any liquidity? Now from 15-minute chart, you can see this low and that low. They are the relatively equal lows. Why this market came until here? There was some liquidity as well from the 15-minute chart. Sorry, 1-minute chart. I'll show that to you as well. But here I have this sell side liquidity around here, which is my first interest here. Okay, so I'm not going to mark it from here. I'll mark it from the 1-minute chart. So I have this sell side liquidity here around this area. I have sell side liquidity here, which is the obvious liquidity. Do I have any buy side liquidity? I don't have any buy side liquidity instead of the all-time high. Until this market is below this entry gap, I'll keep looking for the selling opportunity. If it go higher, come here, I'll be done. Maybe there will be some kind of reaction from here, and then I will expect that this market is going for the all-time high again, and it is going to make another all-time high. I'll be thinking like that way until it doesn't prove me wrong and it reverses from that area, just because of that weekly weak 50% last fair value gap from 50-minute and hourly chart, as well as the upper quadrant level of the weekly chart. But I'm not interested to see it will fall from there because it is in deep premium. I don't want to see this market will come to this deep premium. I can't think like that way. If it come here, it means market will keep going higher. My interest to show you something here from the regular trading hour as well. This was the relatively equal highs, which was the resistance zone. This was the support zone. I showed you how this market will go higher first to stop them out, whoever took sell here. So it will stop them out here, then it will come here to this support zone one more time. They will take the buy here, this market will stop them out here, and then it will keep falling. When I'm saying that it is going to keep falling, at the same time I would love to tell you something from the weekly chart. So weekly analysis video, in weekly analysis video I told that I'm not interested to see by this specific week this market will keep falling or it will keep going higher. I'm not interested to look for that. Instead of that, I would love to see that this whole week market will be in a range. Okay, so some kind of range. So this is the opening. You can see this whole market is in a range. So far it is in a range today, and tomorrow is the last day for trading. Tomorrow is the last day actually. So I would love to see this market will be in range, not something like it will keep falling, it will go higher. Why is that? After that big run, look at that big run, 100-kilometer speed you are driving your car, maybe 200-kilometer speed you are driving your car, then you need a break, and you can't just simply hard brake here and then start to run again. You can't do that. You have to like back and forth, a small break, then small break, then small break, like this way. You have to stop, you have to put down your speed from 100 kilometer to 0 kilometer, step by step, not something like hard brake. Hard brake, your car will meet an accident, so you can't do that. So this is hard braking. This market, not hard braking, market is actually stopping the speed to fall, it is stopping. After the stopping, so it will take 1 week to stop, and then it will fall again or it will go higher again. Whatever it will do, we'll see that depending on that last parallel gap. So if it really would love to go higher again, then of course it has to trade this last parallel gap. Then we'll think that, oh, okay, now this market is going to make another all-time high. Otherwise, if it started to fall, that is the best case of scenario. So here, what else do you see from this area? Okay, so you can see that that was the support zone. This was the support zone. These buyers are still in this market. Those buyers are still in this market. They didn't get stopped out. At the same time, these sellers, they got stopped out here. They took the buy here, and after getting the buy, taking the buy, when they got stopped out, if they would love to enter, they will enter here again using this support, new support zone, old support zone, new support zone, to take the buy again. In this market, I have only the buyers, no sellers. There is no sellers. So sorry, yeah, there is no sellers. That means if this market keep going higher, all of these buyers will get profitable. Okay, they will be profitable. I don't want to make them profitable. I would love to see they will be stopped out, and it doesn't mean that that is going to happen by this week. This week, depending on that run, we should expect this is gonna be a range bound week, and then the next week, most probably the next week, market is going to fall and stopped them out. This week this market will be in range bound. It's not going to move here and there. I hope until now whatever I told you absolutely clear to you. Today's market, you will be able to see another gap up. Okay, think very logically, just think like that way. What is the trend? Trend is bullish, market is bullish, right? It is extremely bullish. Gap up, market went higher. Gap up, market went higher. Then there is a fall. Look, gap up, market went higher. Gap up, market went higher. Today I will be able to see another gap up over there. So there will be a bullish gap over there. Okay, so some kind of opening gap. So gap up. What do you want to see? Okay, even though this day I'm wrong, okay, I'm going to accept that. Maybe by anyhow I got wrong over here, but this day market will open, it will start to go higher. I'm not interested to see that. If it do that, that means all of these peoples are going to chase the market. They are going to be profitable. I can't let them be profitable. I am not allowing them to be profitable. So I'm more interested to see it will fall again, and this sell side liquidity is my most prominent sell side liquidity over here. So I would love to see this sell side liquidity will be taken by today. That is my interest to see by today. At the same time, after the open, I took specifically today, I don't want to see any kind of bull run then fall. I don't want to see that, because if it give me the bull run, then it will come to this last parallel gap. Depending on that premium and discount logic, if it come to this deep premium parallel gap, there is less probability this market will fall, and there is high probability it will keep going higher. That is why today's market, I don't want to see that it will open around 9:30 and then will go higher first, which is called the Judas swing. I'm not interested to see the Judas swing here. Instead of that, I'm more interested to see market will open anywhere here and then it will start to fall. I'm coming to 1 minute chart now. In 1 minute chart, you can see here, just a second, this is a swing high from yesterday. If you guys remember, that was the area we have framed a sell around this area. I think we have framed a sell around here. Okay, there was the mitigation block, if I'm not wrong. I think we have framed a sell around this area. I just don't remember, but if we have framed a sell over, yeah, I think there we tried a sell here, but we didn't get that sell. Instead of that, we got a stopped out, and then we have framed here. It has built a relatively equal highs from the 1 minute chart. Now, remember, I have just marked that high. Extend it to your right. You can see this market came here exactly around 727, made exact highs. This is called exact highs. Now around 8:30, I was looking for a sell delivery toward this sell side liquidity. So here this that sell side liquidity from the 15-minute chart. So 15-minute chart, remember I told that I'm going to mark that liquidity from the 1 minute chart. That's relatively equal lows. Around 8:30, I think we had some kind of news. I didn't know that, by the way. It's not the time to trade. It's time to look for the read the price action. first, if you are an ICT trader, the first job is to understand the time. First time, then price. Without time, no price action is valid. Nothing is valid. If the time is not right, I don't care how beautiful that setup is. I really don't care about that. All I care, it is in time. What do I mean by time? 7 a.m. kill zone. I know that it is going to work most of the time, not always, but most of the time it is going to work. London session, it is going to work. Asia session, it is going to work. New York AM session, 9:30, it is going to work. PM session, it is going to work most of the time, not always, not 100%, but there is a high probability, or like if I give you the percentage, there is 90% possibility the setup, the price will work more beautifully inside the session. Outside of the session, which is from 7:30 to 9:30, this 2 hour, if you would love to trade in this 2 hour, most of the time you will be able to see that the beautiful setup doesn't work. Whatever, it's up to you, of course. So this is that area where this market came here. This is the candle low. Okay, I'm going to draw your attention from the 1 minute chart above this sell side liquidity. I don't have, I have some sell side liquidity here from 1 minute chart. You can see here, this is the sell side liquidity from 1 minute chart. You have some sell side liquidity, I guess you have some sell side liquidity here as well. Just later we'll mark it. If it is important, then you can see this sell side liquidity, this low and that low. We have some sell side liquidity around that area as well. Whatever, until now I'm more interested to show you this sell side liquidity. So this was the most prominent sell side liquidity which has been created here inside the London session. So London session has left that sell side liquidity, then this market went higher, come here, made the clean highs. It's the clean highs. After building the clean highs, this market fall, come here until that area. After coming here around the news, what this market has done, it fall, trade that last fair value gap, which is just above the sell side liquidity, just above the sell side liquidity. Tap to the top of this gap over here from the 1 minute chart. If this gap is not broken, this sell side liquidity can be intact for the next session. As I have seen this sell side liquidity is intact, so I'm really bit hopeful today that around the morning session I will be able to frame some kind of sell. If this was taken by the New York session and then this market went higher, I would simply say that today's morning session is not going to be a high probable session for me. I won't be able to trade in this morning session. Fortunately, it left that liquidity over here. Trade that last fair value gap, tap to the top of this last fair value gap, very specific fair value gap, relatively equal highs or the clean highs has been cleared over here. Look on your left around this area where the market came. Can you mark any gap over there? If you can mark any last fair value gap around that area, that is the best case of scenario above this area. Okay, so I don't see any last fair value gap. Instead of that, all I can see that this is the highest up close, highest candle that has cleared the relatively equal highs around here, made a fair value gap around this area. Order block, extend your order block to your right. So I'm going to mark the open and the low because I don't know where it has traded. So both of them I'm just marking them from 1 minute chart. Traded the open of this order block over here. Now this is reacting from there. I have this sell side liquidity which is around this area. This is the upper quadrant, and just remember from the 4 hour chart we had some kind of like a bit above the upper quadrant level of that 4 hour bearish gap. So of course it can go over here before 9:30 open. So after 9:30 I don't want to see any kind of Judas swing. Around 9:30 I would love to see it will be done, all the buy side liquidity will be cleared around 9:30, and then give me the lower displacement with fair value gap to frame the sell. That's all I would love to see today. So yeah, of course before 9:30 it can go a bit higher, trade that area, which is not acceptable for me. I don't want to see that at all. I would love to see this market will open here somewhere and then it will start to fall for this sell side liquidity, and then this sell side liquidity, and then I have a lot of other sell side liquidity over here. This is the 8:30 open over here. This is the 8:30 open, and you see this line, this is the midnight open. So you can, if I go on my right hand side, you can see midnight open. This is the today's midnight open. This is the 8:30 open. Market is above here. It is in deep premium right now. If this market really would love to fall, it should, if this market really would love to go higher, it has to come at least below this 8:30 open, The more beautiful area to look for the buy is below this 8 midnight open. If I'm more interested to look for sell, I would prefer that the body or the candles will be above the 8:30 and midnight open around the opening. That means 9:30 open. So now my time is to wait for the 9:30 to see if it really would love to fall or not. Okay, if it fall, for example, here you wanna see this is market structure shift, fair value gap. It is working so beautiful. I don't care. The time is not right. I'm not interested to trade in that area. So I'm going to remove this line, which is the order block line, if you remember, and this that clean highs line. I'm just going to remove that as well. Just remember the clean highs has been cleared over here. Okay, this is the 50% of that daily bearish gap. This is the upper quadrant of the daily bearish gap. This is the high of the daily bearish gap. Market came until here, tap to the 50% of that daily bearish gap, not the bullish gap, bearish gap. So you should expect this is going to work as a resistance. Okay, if it is broken, then it can be respected as a support. So from there, can it come here, and after coming here, should it fall, or is it going to close below this 50% and then use this 50% as a resistance, take that sell side liquidity? So this is two type of scenario. Both of this area I'll look for sell. I'm not interested to look for buy. If today's market is bullish, keep coming here. When it will come here, which is the last fair value gap from the hourly chart, for the first time I will try to take some kind of reaction, sell around here. Otherwise I will let all the buy go. I'm not interested to take the buy over here. Now it's time to come here to this chart, to 50-minute chart, where actually my new opening gap and new week opening gap are is been marked. Okay, this is yesterday's PM session. So if you remember, I told that this market has an high probability to be range bound in these two new day opening gap over here. This was that two new day opening gap. So I was expecting this market will be range bound in between these two area, but actually it has used this new week opening gap, that new week opening gap. So that was the range in these two new week opening gap. So it is absolutely okay in my opinion, because I was thinking that it will be in range, not in kind of move or something like it will keep falling, something like it will keep going higher. No, it was not something like that. I was more interested to see it will be in range, because around the morning session market came here, then it has fallen until that area, took the sell side liquidity here. The job is done over there. Then the reaction sent the market until here, and then there was some kind of consolidation. Would love to go to 1 minute chart, and from the 1 minute chart, this is that area I was talking about. Okay, so here around that area. So from that 1 minute chart, if you remember, I came around the PM session and I was trying to look for a sell when I have seen this clean lows. So I told that I had this clean lows and I had some clean buys over there. Okay, so clean buy side liquidity was over there as well, this high and that high, clean high. So market went higher again. One more time here, come here. Was there any sell setup? No sell setup. Then market fall again, used this gap, then went higher one more time. Then this area, just look over here, what do you have over there? If you take a closer look, until now there is no, you can't use the order block here. Why? Because there is no nothing you can use as an order block. Simply you have nothing around here from the 50 meter or nothing, so you can't think about the order block. All you have to have here is that 22 YT model. That is your only opportunity to look for any kind of setup. You can see there is no 22 YT model. This is not swing low has been shifted. No swing low has been shifted here. No swing low has been shifted over here. Market is above this new day opening gap. So finally this market came here around that area, come here, made the market structure shift over here. That was the market structure shift around this area. This swing low is valid for shifting market structure. Now if you ask me why this swing low is valid for shifting market structure, I'm not going for that explanation. To be honest, I'm not interested to do that. This is the market structure shift around this area, and unfortunately I didn't have any fair value gap around this area. To be honest, that was a volume imbalance. I don't know how to use the volume imbalance. I really don't know how to use it. But if you look for this small price action and you are looking for a selling opportunity, why? Because it left the clean lows over there. So you know that this market will fall to take this clean lows. Just for the sake of this conversion, think that it's a market structure shift. There is a fair value gap. Again, there is no fair value gap. Instead of that, we had the volume imbalance. I have no idea how to use this volume imbalance. I'm not interested to use the volume imbalance. I have never been used the volume imbalance to take my sell, but think that it's not a fair value volume imbalance. Instead of that, this is the fair value gap. If it would be the fair value gap, you are trying to take a sell over there, stop loss is going to be above that high, above that or just above that high, which is actually the real liquidity taken. Either way, it's just 15 handle. Okay, took that sell, took a partial here around to the top of this new opening gap because it can be respected. See, it is respected so many times, it's been respected. So it can simply tap over here, go one more time and take the buy side liquidity. It can do that from here. You have to make sure that you have taken the partial over there, and the sell side liquidity you are looking for, that was the sell side liquidity. You can hold your trade until this sell side liquidity. I had everything over here, to be honest. I had everything around this area instead of the fair value gap. So I was just thinking that if there is a gap, that would be the best case, sorry, best sell over here. I was not interested to look for buy. I was just saying that this, just remember this lows, it will be cleared. So your entry should be below this consequent crossment of that new day opening gap, because when I closed my stream, the market was here somewhere, so it was not that far. So if it is too far, and you can see that I am able to take a partial to the top of this area, which is going to provide me at least 20 handle, at least 20 handle from my entry, then of course you can take the sell above the new day opening gap, because you are afraid that it will tap to this new day opening gap and then it will be rejected. In the meantime, if you are able to take the partial over here, put your stop loss to the break even, you don't need to worry about this new day opening gap or new week opening gap. But if the entry, for example, the entry is here, okay, you have found and sell around this area, and you have to take the partial over here, which is 8 handle. So this is absolutely shit, because it can be respected, you can get stopped out over here because you are willing to take a partial around here. It is risky. But if this market provide you an entry opportunity, where by the way there was no entry opportunity, but if there was a gap, maybe stop loss is here, which is also going to support my PM session stop loss, which is maximum 15 handle, then you would be able to take a partial here, and the target should be this clean loss, because market can't leave the clean loss, and then market fall a bit, come until this area around here, coming around this area, and then market dramatically it went higher, where you have nothing to do after 9 345, nothing to do. Okay, just 345 should be your last pushing button. After 345, no, nothing. And then you can see this candle is happened around 356, 357, 358, 359, 4 candle, 401, and then consolidation. This is today's new day opening gap right now on this market over here. I believe that, guys, my explanation is done. If you have any question, you can ask me that. If your bias is bullish, of course you can look for the buy. I'm going to remove this weak quadrant level. My point to show you the quadrant level was, if the quadrant levels are aligned with the 15-minute gap, daily quadrant level, 15-minute entry or the last gap, weekly quadrant level, hourly entry or the last gap, those gaps are important. Okay, so here you can see the upper quadrant level is aligned with the entry gap. This 50% is not aligned with any kind of gap of that daily bearish gap. Okay, this is the daily bearish gap, 50%. It is not aligned with any kind of 15-minute gap, but instead of that, the upper quadrant is aligned with the 15-minute entry gap, a very strong gap. It can be respected from there. Same here, that weak. Why weak? Because I don't have the, what to say, I mean the gap over there, right? Bullish gap or something like that. So I have used a week that has traded a gap. In other words, the new week opening gap. Now, how far this new week opening gap has been traded, we have also talked about that in that specific area. If you remember, the upper quadrant of that new week opening gap has been perfectly respected over there, and then this market reversed from the upper quadrant level of that new week opening gap. But here I'm not interested to explain that. Instead of that, I showed you this quadrant level, which is aligned with the entry gap, or this line which is aligned with the, what to say, I mean the last parallel gap. They can be respected. So it will respect it from here, because I have two cases of scenario. I have to take the risk here one time, and then I have to take the risk here again. If it doesn't work, it will work. Same here, I have just one opportunity to expect the rejection, because this upper quadrant is aligned with 15-minute entry gap. I would love to tell or clear my point one more time, very clear, that I am studying this quadrant level. I'm studying it. I'm not a master. I didn't be the master of this quadrant level. I'm trying to find out something like, as you can see that gaps are aligned with the quadrant level or the higher time frame premises is gonna be a very strong area, which I have explained in that advanced ICT concepts price action video. And yesterday, or yeah, I think yesterday or the day before yesterday, ICT has confirmed the same thing but in a different word. Okay, in a very different word, but the same thing he has told and confirmed that yeah, if the cordon level is aligned with the 15, I mean with the gap, they are going to be so beautiful. So that is how I am studying, and this is how you should study. If I am saying you something, try to find out how I can be more precise, like in the week, which week I'm using. ICT talked about the week, just he told okay, this is a very prominent week. Okay, for example, if I come to the daily chart, if you see that this week, okay, is a very prominent week, some kind of week that is very good, very prominent. Okay, rather you can just separate it with other weeks, you can easily separate it. So that is the week is important for ICT, but I'm not going to use the week only that is important. According to ICT, I would love to use a week that week has traded a gap as well as the lowest week. So it has to be the lowest week comparing with other weeks, and it should be very prominent. It has to trade a gap on its left, okay, wherever the gap is. If it do that, then this week is important to me. So that things I'm adding here, depending on my observation. So guys, thank you so much for understanding. We'll wait for 9:30, just 2 minutes left. So we'll keep it here, and I'm going to remove this quadrant level as well, otherwise I will get confused. I love to make sure that my chart is clean. And I know that I don't need any other price action. All I know what I'm looking for here. So I don't need any other price action. Okay. So here, 1 minute left before the market opens. So if you have any questions, just let me know that. Hey Archana, good morning. By the way, guys, I build the context here first. Now I will execute my trade depending on my context. Like yesterday I did, every day I do. Hey Rifa, thank you so very much for the knowledge. Heads up, thank you so much, brother. And Archana, good morning. Mahadi, good morning, brother. Tevin, good morning. I won't be here today. Good luck and good trading everyone. Good luck, Tevin, to you, brother. Miss you, brother. I took Blue Guardian using your code. I really appreciate it, sister. I thank you so much, sister. Thank you so much. Dolls is gone. Archana is back. We are at premium zone. Also, we are bullish. Need a plus setup to short. Absolutely, brother. Hey Sophia, at 11:03 a.m. yesterday, why didn't you use that fair value gap as a last fair value gap? I have just 4 seconds left through market open. Sophia, just ask me, I mean, remind me this later, okay? When I was just done with the price action, please remind me that time. Because the market is open, I would love to stay here to see what is going to happen. Just remind me. Don't forget to remind me. So this is the opening gap for today. I don't want to see any Judas swing today, okay? I would love to see it will open and it will start to fall. If you do that, I'll be happy. In the meantime, I'll try to frame a sell setup if I find any. The top of the new week opening, opening gap is aligned with the 8:30 open, that is respecting so far. Okay, am I interested to take the buy? No, I'm not interested to take the buy. If you want to take the buy, go for that, brother, please. If you have any question, ask me that after a bit, Sachin. Okay, just let me see the price right now because the market has just opened. I'd love to frame the trade. I believe that today I'm going to get a setup before 10 a.m. So I would love to stay over here. If I miss that, I don't know what I'm going to do because This is the only sell side liquidity that is telling me this session is gonna be beautiful. So if this sell side liquidity is taken, I'll be like, I have nothing to do. I'll have nothing to do. So I don't wanna miss that trade. Now if this market just keep falling, I will have nothing to do, but I'll see if it can give me any selling opportunity. If it just keep falling, okay, without any kind of price action, just keep falling, I'll have nothing to do. I don't have any bearish order block here. I'm not watching any bearish order block around this area. Remember, Judas swing doesn't mean that it come here to here, it is Judas swing. No, Judas swing is first half an hour, it will keep going higher. From 9:30 to 10, it will keep going higher. That is called Judas swing. I'm not interested to see that. So if you see this is a Judas swing, it's not a Judas swing. Remember that. Judas swing means from 9:30 to 10, it will keep going higher. Okay, around the macro 950 until 950, it will keep going higher and then it will fall. I am not interested to see that. So please don't get confused. Like yesterday was the Judas swing. Here, yesterday was the Judas swing. Remember this fall, where was that? That was the area. I think was the yesterday, Wednesday. Yeah, this is the Wednesday. So here market was falling, falling, falling until here. Look, around the macro 950. This is the 950 until the macro market was falling. This is called Judas swing. It is not the Judas swing. If it keep going higher or the bullishness until 950 or 10, which is the macro time, 950 to 10:10 macro, if it do that, it is called Judas swing. So when I say Judas swing, I hope that you guys actually understand what do I mean by Judas swing. It's not the Judas swing. Let me also check what the other market is doing. Okay, this guy is kind of not doing something, but bearish so far. Yes, yes is also bearish. Perfect. And NQ is bullish a bit, but it will be bearish. I hope so. So NQ, sorry, ES and YM is already bearish. Just let him join to the party. Let her join to the party. Okay, NQ is going to join to that party. If it keep doing this until 950, that means it is Judas swing. I'm not interested to see the Judas swing. I would love to see it will fall. Okay, so no Judas swing is expected from this market. So far I have that swing low which is valid for shifting market structure so far, but it's gonna be difficult for me to frame the sell from that area, but let's see if it can provide us any opportunity. By the way, in the meantime, if any of you are looking for buy, please go for that. And please don't come back and tell me that, brother, you are looking for buy, so I missed that sell. Please don't. Sorry, you are looking for sell, so I missed that buy. Don't do that. If it go higher, I'll miss that trade. But it doesn't mean you have to miss that trade. If you are looking for buy, please take the buy. If this candle closed below this gap, I will use this gap as my inverse gap and to frame the sell from that gap. Okay, we have the SMT as well. Okay, so it is absolutely so good to see we have the SMT as well. Okay, you can you can see the SMT. I'm just not marking it, but you can see this is the SMT. If this candle go a bit higher, make a swing. This swing low will be valid for shifting market structure. So if I have the market structure shift, I'll go for the 22 YT model. This candle has to close above the low of this gap, then it will look like a swing low. Okay, so it has to close above one tick above this low, then it will look like a swing low. If any of you are interested to take the buy, please go for it. 3, 2, 1, 0. It doesn't look like a swing low to me yet. Let's see if this candle can close as the up close candle. If we do that, I'll be able to use this as a swing low. If it can close as an up close candle, then it's a valid swing low for shifting market structure. I will get the best 22 YT model. But if it doesn't do that, and instead of that give me the market structure shift, that is a low probable 22 YT model. Not the best setup, but of course there will be a setup if you want to use. I mean, I don't know. But if it can close as up close candle, this is going to be the beautiful swing low for shifting market structure. Just need to see if it can close as an up close candle. That's all I need to see. So now this swing low is valid for shifting market structure, but it's not a best setup because you can see this is the sideways candle. This two candle is inside that candle. See this candle? This two candle is inside that candle. So it doesn't look like a beautiful swing low for shifting market structure, but as I'm looking for sell, so I'll use this swing low as a shifting market structure. But not the best setup. Just remember that. It's not a best setup. The first time it will close, I would love to take the sell from this gap. If it doesn't give me the entry from this gap, I'll try to take the entry from the 22 YT model. After closing this candle, this is valid. After closing this candle, this is valid. Okay, now if there is a gap, I will try to take the entry from that gap, but my limit order should be here. Okay, so that should be my entry. This is my entry. Okay, remember this is my entry, the first trade for today. Partial around 20 handle, that should be the partial, or you can take the 25 handle partial because you have the sell side liquidity, so you don't need to go for the 20 handle. Instead of that, you can try 25 handle partial today. No need to worry about the things I am saying you today. 25 handle partial is valid, but of course you would love to take the partial around 20 handle. I don't have any problem with you, but today 25 handle partial is valid because you have the clean sell side liquidity here. So 25 handle partial is valid. I'm not able to put my stop loss above this high, which is the real liquidity. So I have put my stop loss just above that candle, which has validated this as an inverse gap. So I just put it above that candle. That's all I have done. I wish that I will not get stopped out. Okay, that was the loss actually. But we'll use the same concept. The next time it will close below this, I'll try to take the same sell from there. I know that I'm not able to put it above here, so I put it above that candle, which has made this as an inverse gap. It stopped me out. I'll try to take re-entry when it will close below this gap again. It will close one tick below this gap. I'll push the button. Come, come, let me on my final on your night. It will keep going higher. I'll have no problem with that. I mean, I'm not interested to take the buy. So I'll let this go. All I don't wanna see, this will take this high. If this high is taken, this sell is not valid anymore. That means the next time it will even close below this gap, I won't be able to take that sell one more time if it has cleared that high, because this is the real liquidity taken. So in that type of situation, I have to wait for another setup again. And I believe it didn't leave any liquidity. It is not valid anymore. That means I was thinking to take a re-entry over here. It's not valid anymore. So I have to wait for another opportunity here to take the sell, another sell setup. If you would love to take the buy, please go for that. I'm not interested to look for the buy, but this Judas swing I was not expecting, but it actually made the Judas swing. Okay, I'll let it go. I was not expecting that Judas swing, to be honest. I was thinking that it will open and then it will keep falling, but it has done the Judas swing. From 950, it was keep going higher. That was called the Judas swing. Whoever is interested to take the buy, please go for that. I'm not interested to take the buy. I'll look for the selling opportunity. There is sell, I will take that. Not yet. If any of you are looking for the order block, please don't do that. There is no order block. There is no order block. Please don't look for the order block. If it failed to touch this gap, if this market failed to touch this gap and make another gap, bearish gap, I'll take the sell from that gap again. This is risky, but what should I do? I'm not interested. I have no idea. Okay, this is really so risky. Like this trade is really so risky because it can come back again here. Should I go for that or not? I have no idea. Okay, to be honest, I have to wait for a gap here. If there is a gap, I can take a sell from that gap, but not from this gap. So here, I'll try to frame this sell if it help me actually. So this is going to be the next opportunity. Yeah, this is the next opportunity. I'll look for that. And partial should be 25 and let's see if it can provide me this sell. This should be the partial. That should be the entry. Again, the stop loss a bit higher. The entry should be from there, that gap. Okay, just put the entry from that gap. The gap it has built here. I think it didn't take me yet, but I hope it will take me. There you go. Now I'm in this trade. That should be the partial and target should be here. This should be the target, this should be the partial. Okay, so entry should be from this gap. I can't use this gap one more time because it's too risky. This is the entry from this gap. That should be the partial 25 handle. That should be the target. Don't worry about 20 handle partial. Today you are allowed to take 25 handle partial. Today you are allowed to take 25 handle partial, so don't worry about 20 handle partial. I repeat, don't worry about 20 handle partial. Hold your trade until 25 handle and then look for the sell side liquidity, which is around this area. So far we have a loss of 18 handle, so just keep it here. I hope that this time I'm going to get the boom. Come on, man. You should not break that. Ah, don't worry about the 20 handle. If this fall, you will get your 25 handle profit. Okay, just you have to cover that high with 2 tick or something like that, or just keep it over there. I'm not able to put my stop loss by covering this gap just because of the volatility. You can see the huge volatility. So until here, that is the best area for me to put the stop loss, just 2 tick above that candle, just above 2 tick above that candle. I know that you guys will start to tell me, brother, I didn't take the partial around 20 handle. If I would do that, I would get my boom. Why did you tell me to take the partial around 25 handle? I'm saying this because I have the liquidity here. This liquidity is very strong. Okay, so I'm saying this depending on my what to say, I mean the experience. If you have the liquidity, you are allowed to take the partial around 25 handle. Trust me, man, it is allowed. Okay, I all I'm doing here is the hard thing is I'm putting my stop loss a very tight way. I'm not able to put the stop loss around this area. I can't do that. That's why I put it just below here where I got a stop loss already, by the way. Just because of that, I put my stop loss over here because of the volatility. If the volatility was not that much, I would put my stop loss over here, which I'm not able to do that. That's why I covered that high, which it stopped me out again one more time. Come on, man. Wait, bad time to loss to one after another. I was really hopeless for this morning session, but when I have seen this sell side liquidity, I was pretty much confident that it's gonna be possible that sell. Okay, not the buy. Of course, this market has no intention to go higher. I believe that it doesn't have any intention to go higher. Now I know that I have framed two losing trade, but I would love to frame one more losing trade. Okay, it should work. It should work. I'm just not able to put my stop loss in the right place. I'm not able to do that just because of the volatility. I'm so sorry, guys, but this should work. This is the last opportunity or the last sell. Stop loss exactly over here, here. After that candle close below this gap. After closing, I know that I'm just getting stopped out just because of my stop loss. I'm not able to put my stop loss in a very logical level. This is the last entry I'm going to frame. It should work. I don't know what to say, but it should work. After the candle close below this gap, it should trade for this sell side liquidity. So the candle will close below this gap. I would love to frame the last sell around here. After closing that candle below that gap. I'm going to remove this gap so that it will be easier for see. It will close below this gap, one tick below this gap. I will frame this last sell. Now I know that I have already 35 in the loss, but this time I'm not going to even take the partial. Would love to hold the trade until this sell side liquidity. There I will take the partial. Here I'll close my trade after the candle close below this gap. It's not valid yet. After the candle close below this gap, this candle quadrant level should be respected. The lower quadrant level should be respected. It should not go until the 50%. This lower quadrant should be respected. Body has to close below this line. It will close one tick below this gap. I'll try to take the last sell. If the body doesn't close, I can't take this sell. Body has to close below this gap to take the sell. Using this gap as a breakaway gap, that means this gap should be open here. The next gap just below the breakaway gap should hold the market, send it lower. Here I was just not able to put my stop loss just above this gap, which I'm not able to do that. So would love to take the risk here, small risk, to take re-entry. Come on, I know you will fall. Why you are doing this drama? If the morning session could take this sell side liquidity, I would never trade this market. Today's morning session, it was hopeless market for me. At the beginning, I hope you guys heard that I'm saying that this morning session I didn't have any hope to trade. It should be the consolidation day, something like that. But as I had this sell side liquidity, I'm still, there is some hope left that this market will take this sell side liquidity. Until here, this will be bit tradable. No, they didn't change the algo. Today's market should be consolidation market because this week should be the consolidation week, and that's why it can't go further down. It can't go further up. So this is the day, okay? So that is why it is difficult. But as I have this sell side liquidity, I know that I will have an opportunity. The volatility is bitter, I mean bigger. I'm not able to put my stop loss. For example, I took the sell here and put my stop loss above that candle which has made this breakaway gap. I didn't get stopped out here. For the first time, I'll get stopped out here by that candle, but next time I'm not going to get the stop out. So I hope this candle is going to close, but I am not sure that it will give me the entry or not. I wish that it will give me the entry. I wish it will give me the entry. If it doesn't give me the entry, that is the bad luck. Bit more. There you go. My stop loss is above that candle, which is the first candle above this gap. This is that first candle. So my stop loss is going to cover that high, because this is the high. All of this price action, the algorithm is not watching all of this price action. It is going to see this high, oh, sorry, that high, which is the real gap. The market has built the gap, so just above that gap. Okay, so this didn't work. That means it's not possible for me to trade this market at all. It is just simply consolidating. Even when it will fall, I won't be able to trade this fall or whatever it is. This is not moving. I took my three opportunities here. First opportunity from this gap, second opportunity by closing below this gap, making this gap, third opportunity after confirming this is going to fall. No, nothing is worked. Bad time. Three times I tried, nothing worked. So I'll let this go. The morning session, have to let this go. I don't know when it will fall. In the meantime, if I try, maybe I'll just keep getting stopped out. Just I would love to see this like this way. I'm going to remove this and like this way. ছেলে বেরিয়ে গেছে, ঠিক আছে, আমি মানুষ নিয়ে ঢুকবো একটু পরে ঘরে ঢুকছে, জিজ্ঞেস করছে কি কি হয়ে গেছে, ভাব দেখাচ্ছেন, কবে কিছু করতে পারে না, তাই বেচারা ফিরে এসে ঘরে bad day, absolutely a bad day, right? I mean, really, to be honest. Let's see the real way the we should put the stop loss, how it is going to work. Now I'm not able to do that. The reason is it is highly volatile, so I'm not able to do that. So if I would love to take the first sell, that should be from here, and stop loss has to be above this high, above that high. Okay, so 1252 handle, target is until here, that should be a losing trade. Sorry, over here, that should be a losing trade. And if I would love to take the next entry over here, stop loss has to be at least above this gap. That gap has built the candle, the candle has built the gap, so here that should be the next trade. From there, partial should be here, target should be there. Would love to see if I would put my stop loss in the level. Now why I'm not able to do that? Because of the stop loss. That is why I tried small stop loss, it didn't work. For example, come here and would love to see if it would work or not. Price is not good at the beginning. If you remember guys, I clearly told that today's morning session is hopeless morning session. But as I have this sell side liquidity, I was expecting there will be a fall. Of course it will fall. I just telling you it will fall, but just the volatility is a bigger volatility. It will 100% take that liquidity, this one. But just because of this volatility, I'm just not able to take any kind of what to say, I mean the logical level by my stop loss. I can't do that because of the volatility. So I'll just let this go, and after that 3 loss in a row, it's really bad to keep trading this market by hoping that it is going to fall for that sell side liquid. I can't do that. So we'll see if there is something more beautiful like perfect 22 YT model or something like that. We'll try that one. Yes sir, it is the seek and destroy session. I've just put a stop loss at the high that took previous day high, and let's see on CFD it's kind of easier with risk management. Okay, you even don't need to put it above that high, just above this candle you are safe, just above that candle you are safe. I'm just not able to do that. 57 handle risk, I can't take this 57 handle risk. Look at the damage done on the buy side mid-jacked. ICT just told that it has done the damage to the buy side and it is building the sell side liquidity. Happy to see that ICT is also looking for sell. No one will catch the fall. I will just happy to, yeah, I think so brother, I think so, because now no one will not catch the fall. I'm not agree with you, because if you take the end here and you are able to, for example here, just here, this is the safest place. Okay, if you put your stop loss around there, you'll be able to catch that fall. I'm not able to do that because, for example, I'm wrong. Just for the sake of this conversation, it would love to take that high one more time, which is nearly impossible. But think that I'll take that 72 handle loss. I'm not interested to take that 72 handle loss. It will fall. People will catch that fall if they can put their stop loss over here. Just this is the only way to catch that fall, because this is highly volatile. Highly volatile. So if you say that nobody will be able to catch that fall, it's not true. They will be able to catch that fall. But the stop loss is not going to support my idea. That's all. Now I have found the 22 YT model actually. Not taking this trade out, by the way. Market has cleared the liquidity here. Going to remove this. This is the liquidity taken. This is the market structure shift, the best market structure shift ever. This is the market structure shift. Let's see if it can make a fair value gap over here. If there is a fair value gap, if there is a fair value gap, still your stop loss should be here, 51 handle. If there is a fair value gap, if there is no fair value gap, no trade. I think still you have a fair value gap, and this sell, and then that sell side liquidity over here. See this market, I'm not able to put my stop loss for this. No, not 72 handle. Actually, this is safe. I mean, it is okay. This 57 handle, I'm not able to take that 57 handle risk. If I'm wrong, I will take a 57 handle loss. So I tried a smaller stop loss, but it didn't work, unfortunately, and that is why, like, what to say, I don't know. I'll miss that fall, but it will fall. That's for sure. By the way, this is the still 22 YT model. Would love to see. I'm not taking this trade. I'm just would love to see if it works or not, because I've already framed 3 losing trade. So from this gap, from that gap, that should be the entry. From that gap, from here, this should be the partial, this should be the target. I think I should have waited for this 22 YT model. Shouldn't use this inverse gap or this breakaway things, nothing. Instead of that, I should have waited for this 22 YT model. Sometimes shit happens. But I'll put it here, where I could do that. I could go for this trade. I mean, if I were in this trade, I could go for this trade like this way. Entry here, stop loss around 20 handle, partial, and then hold the trade over there from the 22 best YT model. It came to the upper quadrant, upper quadrant of the opening gap, not thinking that it is going to be reversed from there. It should keep falling at least until the 50% of this opening gap. Then if it would love to go higher, it can go higher. See the 20 handle, that of the 20 handle over here. Perfect. Okay guys, I think I have done a mistake here. I shouldn't go for that inverse gap. Instead of that, I should have gone for the 22 YT model. I should have done that. It also would be the losing trade, by the way. What a day. I can't put it here. It's nearly impossible for me. So it would be another losing trade if I would go for that. Terrible market. Absolutely, brother. Come on, man. This is not my fault. This is the fault of the market. I was expecting this market will take this sell side liquidity before the 9:30. I mean, sorry, before the 9:30 it will be taken, and I will clearly tell you that this morning session is not for trading. But when this sell side liquidity left open over there, I was so much confident. Still, I'm confident this will be taken. Not that one, not that one. I don't know about this one, but this should be taken. Still, I'm thinking like that way. This will be taken, but just because of this sell side liquidity, I was not strict with my understanding, and I just told that maybe this is gonna be possible to trade. Then what I have done, I have tried to take entry from the inverse gap, where my knowledge about the inverse gap is too bad, too bad, too bad. sorry, this one, the inverse gap over here. So my knowledge about the inverse gap is too bad. That's why I always skip the question about the inverse gap. You guys can notice that whenever you ask me about the inverse gap, I just tell that brother, don't ask me about the inverse gap. I don't want to talk about the inverse gap because it's really bit, I'm weak about the inverse gap. This entry from this gap and that gap, depending on these two gap, this should be the unfilled gap. This gap should be filled, I mean should be traded. This market should take that liquidity. Still I'm expecting that until this gap is open, until this gap is open, because it should work as a breakaway gap. It should not close this gap 100%. Okay, something here. Then the 22 YT model didn't give me the boom as at all, like 20 handle didn't provide me that. It's still, it is just consolidating. Unfortunately, this is a bad area to trade today. So sorry for that. This is highly volatile and I'm not able to, guys, I repeat, I'm not able to put this type of huge stop loss. I can't do that. So yeah. I'm really so sorry because I'm now saying, I'm thinking that why I have changed my mind. I'm thinking like that, why I have changed my mind. I was pretty much confident to say that today's morning session is not for trading because this week has to be a consolidation week. So this morning session should not move anywhere. Instead of that, it should be in range. At the same time, when I've seen this sell side liquidity left open, I changed my mind. I'm the worst trader ever, brother. Come on. I've changed my mind by seeing this sell side liquidity. Absolutely. On to the next week. Mm, brother, please don't say sorry. Nobody can be 100% accurate. Even ICT is wrong today so far. 830 low taken, upper quadrant for RTH ORG tagged. Okay, ICT is keep tweeting. I don't know what he is tweeting. I think he is like my situation where he was also looking for sell and the price actually stopped. I think something like that. But I'm saying that it will fall, it will take this liquidity, but I think nobody will be able to take the sell as Marquis told, okay? Because until here, I'm not able to put the stop loss over here. So if I'm a small trader where my maximum stop loss is 20 handle, I won't be able to take that sell. And of course, after getting 2 to 3 loss, you should not take any other trade. Whatever it will fall, I don't care. I will try to come back tomorrow. I'll try to mitigate my loss tomorrow, but not today. It's not the time to mitigate my loss. If I do that, I will blow my account. Simple. Just think about other days. How beautiful. Whenever we frame the setup, it works perfectly. So give your account another chance. Try to trade another day. It's not good, don't trade it. Absolutely, Dolphus. Today's just killing us, brother. Killing market. It will fall, but before falling, it will kill every account. I just skipped that part from my explanation where I wanted to say that this whole week should be a consolidation week. That whole week. So market open here, come here, come here, come here. Like this is how this market should work. And today is Thursday. As the market has to reset, so it should be stay in a range today. After staying in a range, tomorrow it will just fall and close here somewhere. That's how this market should work. Everything has been changed after seeing this liquidity over here. Okay, I just changed my mind and started to think of there will be a possibility to take the sell for this area. But as I told, even what I have done wrong, the most important thing I have done wrong is here when I told you not to take partial. Okay, the area you got stopped out here, right? Remember, you got stopped out here, and then I told that please don't take your partial around 20 handle. If I wouldn't say that, you would get a partial of 20 handle. That was 24 handle run. That was also a wrong thing I have done today. A lot of things I have done wrong today. I'm happy to report that I'm up 68 and $8 today. Okay, I'm really happy for you, brother. I'm really happy for you, brother. So remember that candle when I talked about this cell, it tapped here and gave us 20 from here to here. It was a perfect 20 handle run. Unfortunately, I told you guys to hold the trade for 20. Sorry, not there. Sorry, my mistake. It should be here. That was the area. So first time it closed and that was the entry here. I told you to hold the trade for 25 handle. I guess it was until there. It fall here somewhere and then just boom. By the way, why we didn't get the boom here? It was a run of 25 and oh okay, it was not a run for 25 handle. It was not a run for 25 handle. Just for a bit it didn't hit our partial level because we have framed this setup, right? Our stop loss was here, that was the entry, and then it fall near about 24 handle something, then reverse. I shouldn't say like that way. I should have told you to take the partial around 20 handle. But as I told, I was so much confident about this sell side liquidity and I was pretty much confident that it will provide you 25 handle. Unfortunately, it didn't do that. No problem. One day can be wrong. Aiming at us today. Feeling fatigue. Feeling fatigue? I see asked. Feeling fatigue? I should not frame any setup. Okay, guys. Anytime I'll frame the setup, please don't push the button, okay? If you have already taken some losses, don't push the button. And let me do read the price like a normal way. So we have done something wrong here. We shouldn't do that. We shouldn't go for that 25 handle. We should have closed the trade around 20 handle after taking a loss. But it is what it is. Sometimes shit happens. That happened to us. More loss. I'm ready. Mm, if the market come here to this gap, I will expect that it is going to go for the all-time high. Until this market is not touching this gap, I'm not interested to see the all-time high again here. So it all depends how this market will trade this gap. If it trap here, there is a possibility, 90% possibility it will make all-time high again. I don't want to see that, by the way. I would love to see it will, that should be the last area and then it should fall. If it come here, there's a possibility it will keep going higher. I locked my account for today until tomorrow. Good job, brother. Guys, I'll take just 2 minute break, okay? I have to drink some water. I'm not feeling good. And this has been a long time. I don't take this type of losses. I've already taken one losses to my funded account. Uh, Huge loss, by the way. I'll just take 2 minute break, okay? I have to drink some water. Hey Marcus, if you would love to use some the 15-minute week, okay? So for example, you are using this 15-minute week. This is you and me, just you and me. For example, you are marking this week over here. All you have to do, you have to come to your 1 minute chart and you have to find out that if there is a gap aligned with the quadrant level from the 15-minute chart. So from 1 minute chart, if you find any gap, which can be the last parabolic gap, which can be the what was I mean the anti-parabolic gap, anything. If you can mark that gap which is aligned with the 15-minute week, then you can extend it to your right. You can expect some kind of reaction from that gap if it is aligned with the 15-minute week. So 15-minute week with 1 minute gap. Can't trade unless you have big stop loss. Absolutely, brother. It's seek and destroy, and I just am not able to able to what to say. I mean the put a huge stop loss. But I would love to read the market in a normal way to see if it can provide me something, but not for trading. It was just sold a 25 100 according to ICT news suspension block. Can I? What you are saying, brother? You can see that this market is just seek and destroy. Okay. Now I wanna see this will be taken, but the way this market is working, I can't do anything over here. Trust me. At the beginning, I had the opportunity. When it is confirmed that it is seek and destroy, low, high, lower low, higher high, lower low, high, lower low, higher high with this one. This high will be taken, this low will be taken. This high will be taken, this low will be taken. Then it will make another low, that low will be taken, intermediate term high will be taken. Then this low will be taken, this sell side will be taken. Like this is how this market is working. If you'd love to trade this market, you have to have a bigger stop loss. You have to cover the seek and destroy things. Okay, brother? That's all I can say, brother. All I'm able to tell you that don't take the buy. If you'd love to take, try to take sell. Don't take the buy. Like so far, this is the price action. Drama. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This number 8 candle. All of these candles are inside that one candle. 8 15-minute candle is inside that candle. That one 15-minute candle. So pathetic price action. But I don't think so. Today's price action will be good. Tomorrow's price will be good. Tomorrow's price will be so beautiful. I hope so. But today's price, I don't think so. It's gonna be good. It will do all of these things, and finally, it will take this sell side liquidity. Maybe it will take this sell side liquidity as well, and then it will come back again into the range. This is gonna be happen for the rest of the day. A lot of people will blow their account today. I'm feeling so bad actually because I should have been strict with my understanding, but I promise you, brother, I don't know you guys will believe me or not. When I have seen this liquidities left by that area, I was like, I forget everything else, and I was thinking about that sell side liquidity. I shouldn't do that. Yes, thank you. Have really made a good habit of mine for taking 20 handle partial. Congratulations, brother. No, don't you? Friday is the mental capital preservation day. That means if For example, if you get a winning trade, stop over there. Capital your mental preserve, I mean preserve your mental capital. So Friday is that. Friday is not, it doesn't mean that it's gonna be bad price action. Friday most of the time is doing the Friday is doing the manual intervention. That means it will give you an opportunity, and then that is the hope for building lot of win, and then they will take all of your money. So the first opportunity on Friday is always the best opportunity on Friday. After the first opportunity, it is always bad. Always bad. Friday is always bad. That is the only day I'm afraid of. So if I miss the first opportunity by anyhow, okay, from 9:30 to until 11:30, whatever is going to be the first opportunity, if I miss it, I'm mentally prepared to take the loss if I try to frame another trade. How do I know that what is going to be the first opportunity? Either it will be beautiful order block or 22 IT model. Just take these two opportunity, you will get always the first opportunity is always the better opportunity, and you will see that how beautifully it will provide you the boom almost every Friday. But after that, sometimes it is disaster. Sorry guys, I don't have any word. It's been a long, I don't do this type of stream like I did today. I mean, I used the my weakest point, which is inversion fair value gap, and I told you to hold the trade for 25 handle, which I shouldn't do that. Otherwise, at least 1:1, we would take one loss and one win. At least 1:1 would be like that way. Going for a smoke and cafe. I'll join you from Monday actually, guys, brother. Not from Monday, from Tuesday. By the way, guys, I won't be here on next Monday and Tuesday, I guess. Tuesday, I'm not sure about that, but Monday I won't be here. Okay, I'm just moving to Portugal, so my flight is I will be landing in Portugal around 5 p.m. European time, 5 p.m. on Monday. So I have already looked 3 rooms. Whichever is going to be suitable for me, I'll take that. If I can move and I can arrange everything, then I will come back again for the streaming around Tuesday. Otherwise, I'll be here for from Wednesday. So Monday and Tuesday, maybe Tuesday. I'm not sure about Tuesday, but Monday I won't be here. That's for sure. This high is taken. Now this low is the next target. Not about this low, but this low is the next target. This is the rules of seek and destroy. Low, high, lower low, higher high. This is the first stage, the candle, low and high, okay, and then lower low, higher high. First is then again, first it has taken the low. Whatever intermediate term high is, it should be intact. That low will be taken one more time. So here a bit consolidation, then take that low. Then it has taken the high. The high it left before taking this low. This is high that should be taken over here. In the meantime, if it can make a lower, I mean, sorry, smaller high inside high, okay, or internal liquidity, which you have seen here, like higher high, lower low, right? This is the leg. This is the full leg that has cleared both high and low. This is that full leg. Intermediate term low, high, intermediate time term low. That will be intact. That low will be taken. If it can take this low, that is also beautiful. Taken. Intermediate term high has taken. Same intermediate term low will be taken. All time high will be taken. Intermediate term low will be taken. Intermediate term high will be taken. All time low will be taken. This is how this seek and destroy works. Hey Jamie, thanks brother. At least you came later. Make sure your internet and setup are okay before traveling. I will do that. I try to stop after two loss, but I give back too much today with four loss. Inshallah, next week will be better. Inshallah, Ahmad. I hope that next week is gonna be more beautiful, brother. It's been a long. We are not doing this type of live, right? Where we are taking a lot of losses. Yeah, one loss is absolutely okay, but like three, four losses all together, one after another. Man, come on. It's very rare. Suresh Sharma, hey brother, I passed another account yesterday. Thank you, Titu. Did you trade today, Jamie? I wish that you didn't trade today, brother. And congratulations for your passing, brother. Just remember what did I say, okay? All-time high has taken over here. Now it will come for that intermediate term low. Not this low. I'm not thinking about this low. This intermediate term low will be taken. So this market will work like this way. This is the way seek and destroy work, okay? It will here, there will be high, this low will be taken, so this low it will be taken, then this high will be taken, intermediate term high will be taken, then it will fall and take that all time low again. This is how this actually let me mark it, then it will be easier. Like here it will fall until that area, make a high here, then take this low will be taken, will go back again to take that intermediate term high, then it will fall again to take this low, fail to take this low, come here somewhere, make an intermediate term high, clear this liquidity, then go for that liquidity. This is how this seek and destroy mode works until it would love to continue. Okay, so if the seek and destroy is done already, then that is different case of scenario. But if it is not done yet, then it will do exactly the same thing I showed you. It will happen like that way. These are daily bearish gap high. Yes, it's okay. Okay, you took some losing trade today. Okay, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm really so sorry. They resent with yes, with 340 candle. That is this reason, I guess. NQ not coming down. Let me check other S market actually. Okay, ES is sideways as usual. This is expected. ES is sideways. YM should be a bearish candle as usual. It is bearish, and NQ is bullish. They are not aligned with each other. Why are you sorry? Saying sorry for our loss, our responsibility. I really believe that, but as I'm here, I should not force you to do something like I have done it today. I told you to not to take partial around 20 handle, which I should not do. But sometimes, like I don't know. But thank you so much, brother, for that. Two paper win and one prop loss. Lol. This is stressing. So you took two losses, one loss from prop firm, but took two win from the paper trade. Yes, man, that happens a lot. Okay, brother Tito, have a great weekend. I will take tomorrow off to preserve mental capital. So have a great weekend, and everyone here as well. Much love. See you, Matthew. See you, brother. Walaikum salam, Stacks. How was session so far? Our worst session. This is the bad session ever. What is the purple box above the current price? The one you said price get to it probably go for the absolutely that is that gap. That is the hourly last fair value gap. If you go to your hourly chart, there is a last fair value gap over there. Do not be sorry, Tito. Thank you, Archana. It's part of the game. Thank you so much. I lost $350 today. I'm happy to know that you stopped after $350 loss. That is called the trading. So if you take a loss, let that go. We know that we are going to make more money in the other days, right? Other days it's gonna be more money. So today is a bad day. All you have to do is we have to stop. Oh, why? May I just wait for PM session? PM session is not gonna be something different, I think so. But of course, you can try, brother. I'm not worried about the loss. I worried why market is going up. You're worried why market is going up. Oh man, maybe it would love to make another all-time high. That's why it's going up, or maybe it is coming for this last fair value gap, which is aligned with the weekly quarter level. So maybe because of that. But I really don't want to see it will make the another all-time high. It should not do that. ICT is hinting that they may take NQ to all-time high today. In any case, I'm done for today. Hopefully, we'll have better luck tomorrow. Inshallah, brother. Okay, so ICT is expecting all-time high again. Come on, what to say? All-time high by today? How is this even possible? Let's see. We'll be able to see that. Okay, and here it is running toward the all-time high. ICT is saying that. How can he think like that way? It should not move to the all-time high after leaving all of this liquidity. I don't know, Sujivan, why he's thinking about the all-time high now. Even if it would love to go for the all-time high, this liquidity should be taken. It's a kind of a liquidity that is kind of like it has to be taken. I don't want to lose money because I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it will go for the all-time high, but for me, if you ask me, I can't think like that way. At least not now. But we'll see. I wanna see that win. I wanna see a dump here, a very hard dump here. Now it come until to the top of this new, I mean, daily bearish gap. Okay, see from the daily chart you can see here that is that bearish gap. So it came until to the top of this the bearish gap. Okay, acceptable. But now thinking that a small run to all-time high without any kind of confirmation. I don't know why ICT is saying that, but when ICT is saying that, of course there is something he has seen which I'm not able to see. I don't know what I have missed. I have no idea. I mean, for example, even if he has seen that the body has closed above this constant crossment here, that candle, yesterday candle, he can think that all-time high. But it is clear that first it has tapped to the low, second to the top, sorry, 50%, third to the top of this gap. Still it is bearish. Why is thinking about the all-time high? I don't know. Maybe he has seen something I'm not able to see. It's gonna be the contradictory with ICT himself now. I even don't wanna see this multiple tap to this gap. And then all-time high too far. I hope I'm wrong about ICT's tweet. Let me check actually what ICT has tweeted, okay? I'm getting the notification but not able to read his tweet. NQ daily CB field. Okay, he told that NQ daily CB field. I'm also happy to see that. And here he goes running it. DXY continue weakness, sent indices higher per commentary. Last Friday sell of nearly reoccupied, recapped in a stunning display of market strength. Dirty dog you sent it feel. Imagine today was your first day trading, lol. Imagine this is your first day, lol. Yes, man, if it was your first day of trading, how would you feel? For example, some people joined me today, just today, that is their first day. I was doing the trading and I framed four losing trade, one after another, four losing trade. And they are the first day here. How was their impression about me? Not how they did dropped into 940 candle and then right back there. I mean, this kind of sessions are account killers, revenge or FOMO inducing. 8:30 low taken upper quarter of sometimes our time is not rewarded. Cutting bait here, nothing hook on. Okay, ICT was also fed up with this price action. Okay, I don't think so. He is thinking about the all-time high. He was thinking about the market to reach until to the top of this gap or daily CB, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. I mean, I don't see any comment or any tweet from ICT himself where he's thinking about the all-time high. I don't see any. Okay, cutting bait. No, nothing. Okay, so Ziban, I didn't see any comment from ICT or tweet from ICT where he is thinking about the all-time high. Instead of that, he was thinking about to the top of the daily CB until here because the dollar was weak. I think dollar was extremely weak. Still, it is weak. So it sent the market, the indices market, a bit higher until to the top of this daily open. I mean daily CB high. I was thinking like that. Why he's thinking about the all-time high? Lot of sell side 2500. This is the ICT's last tweet. Lot of sell side 2500. Okay, so this is that area. This is that 2505. Now ICT is looking for that sell side liquidity. For first timers in this live streaming, TTSMC trader, you are a terrible trader. I don't know why I follow you, lol. Absolutely, brother. By the way, Suzivan, ICT is looking for this sell side liquidity now, okay? Yeah, I was thinking like why ICT is thinking about all-time high, because still there is no sign that can help me to understand that this market is going for the all-time high. Remember the same setup I framed here, around there, breakaway gap, lower gap. Look at the area, same thing again. Please don't push the button. It's a request. Please don't push the button. Just look at the same thing here I was looking for. I'll show you that, show that to you again, okay? This is the breakaway gap. This is the gap just below the breakaway gap. This is the same logic I have used over there, but it didn't work. Entry from there, stop loss has to cover this one, okay? I'm not doing it. Instead of that, I'm going to put the stop loss above that candle which has made this gap, just above that candle. Go for just 25 handle, just go for 25 handle. I'm doing the same thing around this area. I'm just marking the same thing so that you guys will be able to see that. That was the fall. This leg and that leg. Remember, stop loss has to be above this area, but I'm just put it above the candle which has made this lower gap. This is that breakaway gap. Please don't push the button. And that was the same gap over here. After clearing the liquidity. So liquidity has been cleared here, then this happened. Same thing here. Liquidity has been cleared, same thing around this area. I'll do the same, exact same thing over here. So first, when I got the entry here, stop loss was just above that candle where I should put my stop loss. Got a stopped out here around that area. Then the next candle has closed below this area. I tried one more time. I'll do the same thing around this area. So here, when it will close below this gap, I'll go for the same thing again. Just remember, it is the liquidity, highly volatile. That is why I am not able to put the stop loss above this gap. Just because of that, I'm putting the stop loss here. But the logic is stop loss has to be above this gap. The candle has built this gap, just above that gap. Two times we have tried, okay? So I'll try it here as well 2 times. Uh, Thanks to the market, because it has provided me two opportunity. So here stop loss should be there, and after closing this candle I tried one more time here, there, stop loss same level, same above that candle which has built this gap. So I will do the same thing over here again, okay? So first I got a stood out, then the next candle close, I'll look for the same thing again after closing that candle just above that candle here, just a bit higher, okay? So something like this, keep it like that way. It will close below this gap, one tick below this gap. I'll do the same thing I've done here. We'll do the same thing, but don't judge it because you got a stop out. Remember, your stop loss has to cover the breakaway gap high. It has to cover that. Okay, here. I wish it will give me the entry, by the way. Same 25 handle stop loss. If it make another gap here, I have to take the entry from that gap, not from this gap. I can't take the entry from that gap if it make a gap here again. Otherwise, if it give me the entry here, I'm okay with that. this information I have used here, I am just using the same information over here. I repeat, please don't look at my stop loss. I'm not able to cover this one. Just think that it is not this much volatile. Okay, the huge volatility you are seeing here, it's not that much volatile. And think like this is 20 handle. Okay, so you go 1:1. So until 1:1. Okay, so this is the 1:1. So think like this is 20 handle stop loss, this is your 20 handle partial. Just think like that way. There is a gap. I'm going to mark my entry from this gap, not this gap anymore. I have to mark my entry from the lower gap. I can't take the entry over here anymore. From this gap. Same logic. I have used this area. I'm going to use the same logic over here. Stop loss. It should be a bit higher over there because I can't put my stop loss around here now because I'm trying to take my entry below this gap. So it's gonna be 28 handle. So I'll put it 28 handle wherever the 20 handle is going to be. How it is going to work, just look over here, and partial 25 handle, just take the 25 handle partial. I repeat, don't think about the stop loss over here. It should not be here. It has to cover the breakaway gap. Just remember that things. But as the volatility is huge, I'm not able to put my stop loss over here. But for example, it is not highly volatile and you are able to take the entry here and you are able to put your stop loss above this breakaway gap, and it is going to cover by maybe 21 or 22 handle, it is also acceptable. Then you are going to take 1:1, 1:1. Okay, but as it is highly volatile, so I have to take the risk above that high. Sometimes it did the what to say, I mean, it did the wrong thing. That means you will get stopped out. Even if you get stopped out, you will wait for a candle close and then you will take the re-entry. Now here, if it make another gap below this gap has a high probability it will trade this gap and then it will fall, not coming to this gap. So keep watching. If it doesn't give me the entry, that is the bad luck. I mean, in that type of situation, that is just a bad luck. I wish it will give us the entry. Bit more, bit more, bit more, bit more, bit more. One tick, one tick. There you go. Entry is here. Just 2500 partial randomly. I'm trying to take this partial. Okay, randomly. This is just random things. Remember, I'm using same logic here and here. This is the same logic. Here I was unlucky. It doesn't mean that this is not a good concept. The concept is absolutely good, but unfortunately the volatility didn't let us to hold the trade. We got stopped out because of the volatility, just because of the volatility. But according to the logic, it should not stop me out. Okay. Keep watching. In the meantime, we'll just put a line over here to see the 20 handle as well. So 20 handle will be here. Just to make a line, see if it can provide us 20 handle, and we'll go for 25 handle as it is highly volatile. Look over here around this area. When the next entry opportunity appeared over there was no gap below this gap. There was no gap. As there was no gap, we are able to take the entry from this gap, same gap. But here it has built another gap. So if it build another gap, there is a high probability it will trade this gap, then it will fall. So I can't take the risk from this gap instead of I have to take the entry from this gap. So I hope that you guys are seeing the difference between here. There was no gap below this gap, but here I have the gap. So I have to take the risk from this gap, not from that gap. If it come here, that is good, but I can't take the risk that it will come here and then it will fall. And remember this line, that means this market should not go above that line. This line you will look for that area, just this entry. That's your 20 handle, but we will look for 25 handles. Can it provide us 25 handle or not? This is the same logic I have used here. The same logic. Unfortunately, market didn't work over here. I was not doing something randomly. The first entry I have framed here, depending on that first present, I mean, sorry, that inverse gap. I'm sorry for that because I'm not good at inverse gap. But this thing I have explained here, it is absolutely the same thing you're seeing around this area. Absolutely the same thing. There is no difference, nothing. Thankfully, this market has provided the same opportunity from the same area. Sell side liquidity is here. The liquidity is left over there. Came until a certain level. Build the same kind of scenario. Perfect. Boom. Here, I have now the sell side liquidity over there. Okay, so I'm going to remove this line, which was the 20 handle. Instead of that, we'll have to mark it as a sell side liquidity. Keep watching. See this area, this is a random level. This is a random level. It didn't trade anything over here. Nothing. From 50-minute chart, nothing. See, it's a random level. So this market can't reverse. It is not possible for this market to reverse from this random level. This is that partial, okay? At least the partial, 25 handle partial. Put your stop loss to the break even. Hold your trade for this sell side liquidity. This exact same thing. I hope that you guys are able to see the same kind of scenario. Absolutely the same thing. It didn't work here, it worked there. You guys got the point? So if it doesn't work here, I'm not going to cry that, oh man, I don't know what I was doing. No, I knew that what I'm doing. It should be breakaway gap. That means still like one tick should be open over here. Like here, it could be traded, but it should be gap. There should be some kind of gap. Then a new gap, it is going to hold the market. Now, for example, you are going for that same exact logical things. Think this is should be your real stop loss. You are going to take a partial around 1:1. Okay, so 47.25, 47.25, 1:1 partial. Look, you have got your partial logical level here. But if I'm wrong, what is going to happen? I'm going to get a small, I mean, sorry, huge stop loss. So what I will do, I'll put it in the most logical level, which is here. Take a 19 handle loss here. Then I will take a partial over there around 20 handle. We'll get a stop out to the break even maybe. Now where did it came? It's the logical level. It's not a random anymore. It's a very strong level. But my bias is bearish. So I'm thinking this is just going to be a reaction and then this market will fall again. Just for the sake of this conversion. Now this is a logical level. But here, when it came here, remember, Just let me remove all of these lines, gaps or things from my chart. When it was here, it was a random level. There was nothing, not from 1 minute chart, not from 15 minute chart, nothing. It was a random level, so it can't reverse from there. But now it came to this 1 minute last fair value gap. Your job is to look for liquidity. Now where is your liquidity? Buy side, sell side. Where is your liquidity? Okay, I have the sell side. So why this market is going higher? Maybe to take some kind of buy side liquidity, reacting from here to trade some kind of bearish PD array, which is this PD array, that gap, then this sell side liquidity. Or maybe it will come here for this last parallel gap before falling, which is I'm not expecting, because it should work with the discount now. This market is coming from the premium, so it should work with the discount now. Mark from here to here. This is your leg. 50% equilibrium is accepted. We'll go a bit above of this equilibrium, accepted. This is the deep premium gap. It should not come to this deep premium gap if it would love to take that sell side liquidity. Why? Because this market is coming from the deep premium. This is the deep premium. It was going from the deep discount, so it come to the deep discount, acceptable. But when it is falling from the deep premium, it should not come to the premium fair value gap. It should not come here. If it come here to this gap, it means it is going to take that high. For sure, it is going to take that high. This same logic I'm using on the daily hourly chart. That means if it come here, that means it is going to take the all-time high again. Keep watching. If this market come here, it will take that high. There is a possibility or the high probability it will work with this equilibrium, because I don't have any discount fair value gap. So equilibrium is the maximum line I will expect. I'll accept. Here, then it will take fall and clear this sell side liquidity. If it come here, means it is going to make all-time high. So if I'm bearish, for example, I'm bearish, I'll start to feel like it is going to fall from here. Any kind of bearish PD array, it will build here. I'll try to frame next sell from there. Sorry, next sell from that area. I'm going to remove this thing from my chart here. Would love to draw your attention somewhere else now. And this sell side liquidity, I don't need anymore. Okay. Now look what happened over here. Market fall, not a beautiful market structure shift, not a beautiful market structure shift, to be honest. But think like that way. This is the market structure shift. One, this candle and that candle, bearish order block. Now, as this candle has closed below this candle, I have to use all of these three candles as a bearish order block. Mark the open of this bearish order block, extend it to your right. This is the order block. Mark the equilibrium or the 50% of this bearish order block, which is your mean threshold, which is here. This is the mean threshold of that order block. That is the mean threshold over here. You got the mean threshold of that order block. What is it doing? This last gap reaction sent the market to trade the order block. After trading this order block, it will fall again. What type of bearish period you will look for? Propulsion block. That means the highest up close body close candle, that is going to be your propulsion block. First time it came here, it has been built as a propulsion block. Then body didn't close below this, so it has built another bullish candle, that is going to be your propulsion block. So this low is going to be your propulsion block. For example, this market has fallen like this way. After trading this mean threshold, it fall here, tap to this propulsion block. This is my new sell. From there, from this propulsion block, stop loss has to cover the order block open. The best case of scenario, cover that mean threshold. I can't do that because of the volatility, so I'll put it here, which is 20 handle, and then we'll same thing until this sell side liquidity. Just look all of these things, what I'm saying. If it doesn't want to fall, it will come here to this breakaway gap, which is the deep premium fair value gap. If it come here, it will make another high above this high. Keep watching, but please don't push the button. It's a request. I'm going to remove this one. Have to remove this one. We'll keep it like this. Okay. Premium and discount. I'm going to remove this box as well. Hey Akshay, if you think the trend is bullish, I believe that you should frame the buy only. For me, the trend is still bearish. I'm not thinking about the buy. I'm thinking about the buy if and only if it comes to this gap. Until it is not tapping to this gap, I'm not bullish. So I'll change my bias if it comes to this gap. Just look over here, whatever I told you from this 1 minute chart, I'm using the same thing in this hourly chart. Exactly the same thing I'm using from this hourly chart. Market came from here to here. This was coming from the premium. This is the premium fair value gap. If this market is bearish for the sell side liquidity, that you have something here, that is the sell side liquidity over there. If this market would love to fall for this sell side liquidity, it should not come to this premium fair value gap. If it come to this premium fair value gap over here from the hourly chart, for example, it came to this premium fair value gap, it means it is going for the all-time high again. It should not come over here. Okay, it should not come to this area. Exactly from the 1 minute chart, if this market come to this breakaway gap, that means it is going to take that high. It should not come to this area. For example, it came to this deep discount. It was acceptable. That means you are looking for buy. For example, your bias is bullish. You will expect that this market will come to the deep discount. Why? Because it is coming from the premium area. It's not in the deep discount. Deep discount was here. That was the deep discount. Here, there the discount. This market was coming, it was coming from the premium area. This was the premium area, right? So premium, it came from the premium, then went higher. It should come to the deep discount. Just watching. This is that propulsion block. That is my entry from this propulsion block. See here, my new entry from this propulsion block over here. Okay, just let me put it over there. Whatever I told you, if it work like that way, just look over there. I have to cover this mean threshold. I know that I'm not able to do that. Why? Because 25 handle. So what I will do, I'll put it around 20 handle and we'll look for 20 handle partial. Okay, so that is the 20 handle. I would love to look for a partial around 20 handle and we'll go for that sell side liquidity. Please don't push the button. Keep watching. Here, what I have done wrong, I just should put my stop loss to cover that mean threshold. At least the order block open, which is here. This should be covered. Now, it is really highly risky. I don't want to do that. I would love to put it here around 20 handle. Even though I know that I'm not able to cover that mean threshold, I'm absolutely okay to put it over there. That is covering this gap. Try to take the partial around 20 handle from this propulsion block and then we'll hold my trade for this sell side liquidity. For example, your bias is bullish. Just for example, your bias is bullish. This is your market structure shift. This is your fair value gap. You will try to frame the buy from this fair value gap and you will expect that this market will come until this gap. If it come here and then gave you some kind of reaction, you are happy because you know that now this market is going to take that high. It is going to take that high. If your bias is bullish. Now my bias is not bullish. I'm not interested to see this is going higher. I don't want to see that. So that is why I'm not framing the buy setup over there. So first you have to understand why you are looking for sell. Then you have to decide, are you, first you have to understand that what you are looking for, buy or sell. If you are looking for buy, you will frame the bullish setup and you will expect it will come to the deep discount. As I am looking for the sell, I am interested to see it will come to this deep discount gap. That is the sign I'm going to fall again. I'm just giving you the reaction from this discount parallel gap. After coming here, I reacted, came to this order block to trade this order block, then I will fall again. Something like that, okay? Please don't push the button, it's a request. If I would have put my stop loss over here by covering that order block open, I would get stopped out already. I put it here. Remember, this is not a logical level. It's I put it here just because 20 handle. Logical level is this. Cover that mean threshold. But I'm not able to do that, so I have put my stop loss around 20 handle. Because if I'm wrong, like Akshay told, the market is extremely bullish. So maybe this market is bullish and I'll get stopped out. So I'm not interested to take huge loss. Instead of that 20 handle, I'll take that loss. I'll be okay with that. So it has been rejected from there. It doesn't mean that I knew it is going to happen. No, I didn't know that. I know that this market can maximum come until to this mean threshold. So if I get stopped out, I'll try to take re-entry from the propulsion block, because I knew that my stop loss is kind of random level. It is just 20 handle. It's a random level. As well as this gap low actually. So maybe it will be respected that gap low. I don't know, because this gap has been used already here. That has been already used. Now it is going to be reused here. I have no idea, because this is the entry gap that I expect this is going to be respected just one time. Okay, so when it come back again here, I'm not watching this gap. I'm just watching this order block. Nothing else, just this order block. In this type of scenario, what I should look for, I should look for a body close below this low, as well as a gap that should be unfilled. That is my expectation. That should be my expectation now. Even if it doesn't make any kind of unfilled gap, body has to close below this low. If the body close below this low, I'm pretty much confident this low is going to be taken. But I would love to clear my side. I didn't know that it will be respected over there, because this gap is not important to me at all. It is done over here. So it is respecting this low. So you can think that, oh, okay, this guy knew that it is going to be respected over there. No, I didn't know that. This gap is useless to me. I don't have any intention to use this gap anymore. So as an hindsight, or maybe this gap is important, I don't know. I don't have that knowledge. Okay, so I don't have that knowledge. All I know that this market can maximum go until this mean threshold. That's all I know. Best case of scenario, it will trade the opening of this order block, then it will fall. That is the best case of scenario. Right now, I would love to see a body close below this line. At the same time, if it can make an unfilled gap, I'm not sure about that. If it can make a gap here, I don't think so there will be any gap. Unfilled gap, that is the best case of scenario. You will see a falling knife, just a falling knife. In this type of situation, when I talked about the bullish gap over here, that means your bias is bullish. Okay, so it came here, you saw this market structure shift, this is a bullish gap, you'd love to take a buy over here. And when I'm looking for sell, I'm not watching this gap. This gap doesn't have any value to me. Okay, it should not be respected, something like that. This gap, just think like there is no gap. Just think like that, there is no gap, because this gap is useless according to your bias. It should not be respected. Now, for the sake of this conversation, I got stopped out here. Okay, so I put my stop loss over there. maybe I got stopped out over there. What I would do, see this candle has closed below this propulsion block. I would take re-entry over there from this propulsion block by putting the stop loss logical level. I would do that after closing this candle one more time below this propulsion block, because I knew that my stop loss has to cover here. I didn't do that until here it was 20 handle. So I put it here. I got stopped out here. I'm absolutely okay with that. I would take re-entry over there. Exactly over there, I would take re-entry, and then this partial should be taken around 20 handle. So do you guys getting my point? I put my stop loss here randomly because it was 20 handle. Fortunately, it didn't stop me out. I got my partial. Perfect. If I would get stopped out here, I would take re-entry from this propulsion block. The same thing you have seen here. I got stopped out here. I took re-entry. Where was that? From this gap to take the partial and then everything. Okay. Are you guys getting the point or not? I'm so sorry about this morning session because it was not good price action. So I had no idea that it is gonna be a seek and destroy mode. I was expecting some kind of consolidation, but like this way, no. Even if I would have seen that the 50-minute first candle from 9:30 is gonna be, sorry, what is that? 9:30 is a indecisive candle. I could expect the consolidation. It was not like that. Okay, so 9:30 is here, I guess. Yeah, this is that 9:30. It was a very nice candle over there. So I was not able to predict that consolidation or seek and destroy mode. But what I'm showing you here, this is the price action. This is the same kind of information I keep talking to you guys. See this gap, market never came here. Never ever. Why? Because if it come here, it is the premium gap. It should work with the equilibrium. This is the equilibrium with the discount gap. More importantly, where did it came? Until the equilibrium. If it come here, means it is going to take that high. This is very simple. It should take that high. Now you will take the partial here. Hold your trade for this sell side liquidity. Please don't copy these trades. Okay, I'm just trying to show you the price action, the things I have, the knowledge I always try to uh, try to explain you guys. I'm in a long going for new high of the day. Stop now. Its stop is now at break even. Okay, brother. I hope you got your boom NQ Slayer, or maybe you got break even. I don't know, brother. Guys, are you getting bored? If you see this falling knife, why this falling knife is happening? Do you know? Look, it didn't make the gap here, right? It didn't make the gap here, but it has built the gap here. I'm going to show you the gap. This is the unfilled gap. Market should leave this gap open. If it leave that gap open, what did I say? You will see the falling knife. You are seeing the falling knife. Where? Toward that sell side liquidity. It is falling for that sell side liquidity as a falling knife. Nobody should enter into this price action here. You are not able to enter into this price action over there. Why? Because this is an unfilled gap. After trading all of this PDRA, they are not hindsight. They are very specific, very logical things. Very logical things. Hey Ahmad, I'm so sorry guys, because I'm saying again, oh, sorry for this, all of this. I had no way to know that it's gonna be this type of price action. Even if I would have seen a indecisive candle around 9:30, I wouldn't do that. It was absolutely the same logic I'm using here. I have used the same logic around here. I'm showing you here and here. I'm comparing these two area to you guys. Okay, just comparing the same thing here and here so that you guys can see that I did whatever I did here. I'm going to repeat that things here again. This time was an unlucky time, but this time it is absolutely unlucky. Okay, I mean, what should I say? I have no idea. Just look whatever I told until now. Is there anything I missed up or I messed up? Isn't it did the same thing I told you? Showed you this gap should not be traded. It should work with this gap, which is the equilibrium gap. Then I showed you the order block, propulsion block, how to take the re-entry, unfilled gap, falling knife, that nobody is able to take that cell. Nobody, simply nobody will be able to take this cell. It's called the falling knife. Until where? Sell side liquidity. I entered with 1 micro lot, took a 50 handle profit. Okay, Suziman, please don't overtrade, brother. I clearly told that please don't copy these trades. I'm not in a mood uh, to say because of this morning session. I mean, this area messed up. Okay, I messed up here, so I had to. I mean, if I wouldn't do this here, I would tell you to go for these trades. Be happy, guys. Market considers you as liquidity. We are getting boom. You will get the boom. This sell side liquidity will be taken with a falling knife without any kind of entry opportunity. It is called the falling knife. Brother, I didn't lose today, and that's why I afford myself to take 1 micro lot. Oh, okay, that's cool, brother. You didn't take loss. I really appreciate it, guys. I mean, brother, I really appreciate it, brother. So think like that way. If I wouldn't do this bullshit over there, I would take a sell here. Okay, I would take a sell here, and I got stopped out here for 18 handle. Just 18 handle. I got stopped out. Perfect. Then I took another sell here. What would be my session? I took another sell here around this area. Stop loss was 20 handle, I guess, if I'm not wrong, and got a partial around 20 handle. Just randomly got a partial here and then got stopped out to the break even. Then I took this sell as well, partial trade until 103 handle, or maybe to this sell side liquidity. Just keep it like until this sell side liquidity. This would be my session. So one loss I would take, I would digest this loss, because I'm afraid this type of scenario, if I take the entry here and put my stop loss above this breakaway gap and I am wrong, this market will give me 100 handle loss. I'm not interested to get that 100 handle loss. Instead, I would love to take one try here, next try there. Okay, one loss, one win, happy. After that, boom. So it didn't work here doesn't mean that this is something random. No, this is not something random. This is very specific thing. Market was bad here, unfortunately. Otherwise, this would be our session. Lunch T2, please PM stream. You are insane. I'm insane. No man, I'm not insane. Come on, brother. I'm not insane. I'm good guy. I'm not talking about this sell side liquidity. That all the sell side liquidity I was interested. Okay, so it will be taken, I don't know. See this falling knife, brother? Nobody is able to take entry over there. Not even a single entry opportunity is over here. Just keep watching. Not even a single entry opportunity is there. Nothing. Just keep falling, keep falling, keep falling, and take that sell side liquidity. Boom. Until this sell side liquidity. Boom. Order block. Mean threshold of order block. Didn't trade the mean threshold. What does it mean? Extremely bearish. Bullish? No. You can't think about the bullish. This is not a bullish market. You can't think about that. Bullish is going to happen if it come to this deep premium gap. Then you will start to think that, okay, this is now bullish market. Maybe this market is going to make a new all-time high. Until this gap is not been traded. I know that you guys don't believe me. Okay, sometimes some new guys, but those guys are with me so long. See this premium and discount. This is the leg, premium and discount. Where the market is coming from? Deep premium. It is the deep premium. It is coming from the deep premium. Come here. Where did it come? Last fair value gap. What should you expect? Reaction. How long? Maximum until the equilibrium. Can't come to this area. Why? Because this is the deep premium fair value gap. If it come here means it is going to take that high again. It's not going to fall from that last fair value. It's not the last fair value gap. It's the gap that is traded means this high is going to be taken. Simple. Trade until the 50%. Why this last fair value gap sent the market here? To trade the order block. Here, that is the order block, market left. Why not this upper candle? Because this candle is above this gap. Why not the lower candle? I mean the second candle. Because the candle has closed below the third candle. Okay, I'm just going to remove this because it's disturbing. So why not this candle? Because this candle low is below this gap, because that candle has closed both of these two candles. So I can't use this candle. Instead of that, I have to use the lower candle. Three consecutive candle is my order block. Market came here, last parallel gap, rejected from there, trade the order block, failed to trade the mean threshold. If it trade the mean threshold, okay, no problem, nothing is problem over there. But if it fail, means failed PDRA, extremely bearish. How long? Sell side liquidity. Where the sell side liquidity has been created? Inside the London session, not the London low, not the Asia low, nothing. The sell side liquidity that has been created by the London session build that sell side liquidity much more stronger around the AM session. It is the strongest sell side liquidity. Trade that order block. Can I take the sell here? No, you can't. First, you have to make sure that how far this market go. Come here means no selling opportunity. You should look for the buying opportunity. Trade the 50%. You need the confirmation. What is the confirmation? Propulsion block. That is your confirmation. Stop loss. At least cover the order block open. Sometimes you'll get the stop out over here. Sometimes covered just 2 tick of that mean threshold. Just 2 tick. I'm not able to do that because of 25 handle. So I'll put it around 20 handle. This gap has been respected here. I promise you, brother, I didn't know that. I just didn't know that. Okay, I don't know why it has been respected over there. I don't have any knowledge about that. I believe this should be traded just one time, which already happened here. Now next time it has traded here, that is because of premium and discount equilibrium. Just because of that. Done. Tap. Propulsion block. Unfilled gap. Boom. Where? Sell side liquidity. Not that one, this one, not that one. Is it going to be taken? 100% I'm sure that that is going to be taken. Can I take the sell here? No. You have to wait for the next PDRA. What type of PDRA? Any kind of bearish PDRA from 50-minute chart, market will do the manipulation. Another selling opportunity, this sell side liquidity. What else? This is now the obvious sell side liquidity. It is not a finished business, it's an unfinished business now. So this market will fall again to take this unfinished business as well as this liquidity. What else do you have over here? Exactly over there on my right hand side. Okay, so I don't know you guys are able to see that or not. New week opening gap. This is the new week opening gap. Tapped to this new week opening gap, to the top of this new week opening gap, respecting from this new week opening gap. Can you take a sell here? If this market is just above the new week opening gap, I wouldn't go for that. You would love to go, please go for that. I don't have any problem. Yeah, aim. I know that the London's low is much more lower, but I was not looking for the London session low. I was looking for this liquidity. I have to do a members only live about the session. Otherwise, uh, I will do that. Okay, just give me some times. I'm not ready yet about that liquidity session, but I will explain that. Just give me some more times. Thank you guys. Don't forget to push the like button. Okay. I know that nobody is interested to write down boom because brother, you have messed up over here. So we are not interested to write down boom for you. But the thing I have explained here, I believe that it will be help you. It will help you a lot to understand the price action. To be strict with your bias. Okay, so something like that. Bias I will change. If it come here, I would change the bias. I wouldn't look for the sell anymore. If it come here, tap to this line and then fall, I would see this reaction from there. Come until the last parallel gap. This is a bullish setup. I would take the buy here. If it would tap over there, it didn't do that. Why I look for the buy? It's a bearish market. Okay, let me see. Read some comment before closing. I can see that Jamie and Mahadi has written boom for me. Thank you so much, brother. Thanks for writing boom. And please don't come. I know that some of you are the ICT PhD holder. Okay, so if you are the ICT PhD holder, I respect you, brother. But please don't tell me what I should do. I have seen that some of you has written something like that. Please don't do that. Don't mess up my mind. I have a very bad ego problem. So my ego problem, I can't control that. So if I see this type of comment, then it already messed up. I already messed up about the price action or something. So please don't do that. It's a request. This is what the market makers do. They play with your psychology, with seek and destroy. After we were broken mentally, then they make the real move. Absolutely, Suzivan. Um, Sometimes shit happens, unfortunately. Thank you, Jamie Mahadi, for writing Boom Brother. Thank you so much, both of you. NQ bounced off a high of new week opening gap. Yeah, it just tapped to the high of this new week opening gap and then bounced from there. I'm not thinking the bounce from there. I would love to see it will fall again and it will break all of them. Okay, and then finally market will keep falling. The job is done here. The bearish gap is 100% filled. The daily bearish gap that is 100% filled. Okay, so I would love to see that. By the way, we'll see. Thanks Tito, I have recovered half my losses today. Okay, but remember, I didn't tell anyone to take that entry. I just told that focus what I'm explaining over there. So I just draw your attention for that price action. I'm not going to take any kind of credit or the nothing, because I always appreciate you guys not to copy my trade. As it happened when I give up. Jamie, some days are wrong, brother. After how many days we had a bad session? How many days, brother? A long day. I mean, after a long time of period, we have a bad session. We had a bad session out the morning session. But sometimes shit happens. The London lose. Okay, I have. Thank you, Archana, for writing Boom Brother, the sister. Please do not say sorry, Tito. That hurts. I'm not going to repeat it one more time. No sorry. Boom, Tito. Thank you. G Construction. Thank you so much, brother. Hey, Donichi, thanks for that. Boom, brother. Forget the boom. Sorry. No problem, brother. Boom, I took the trade with one micro lot. So boom for me. Boom for you, brother. Boom, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You're awesome in trading. Bad days are part of it. Thank you so much, sister. I'm not going to say that sorry one more time. I feel that I'm responsible for your loss. I feel like that way because I feel like you are my family. So your loss is my loss. I always try to make sure that I'm not framing any losing trade. Okay, at least first one or two trades should not be the losing trade. I always try to do that. But when I do that in front of you guys, I feel bad. That's why I keep saying sorry. Boom for you, brother. Thank you, Marquis. I had a loss of on my funded account $700. I didn't take any trade. All of these things I didn't do. So I took one trade, and that is a losing trade. $700 I took loss. Shit happens. I didn't try to mitigate my loss. I didn't do anything over here, even though this is a bearish market. Nothing. I did nothing. I know that tomorrow is a better day. So I'll try tomorrow again. Once we sweep all the area and then start looking for the move, only wait for sweep then trade. Brother, there was sweeping. Okay, the liquidity has been swept here. Look, that high, this is the high. There is no other high above this high. Look, this high has swept everything. See, this high has swept everything. There was nothing left. When this happened here, I could use the same logic I have used here, same logic over there for at least this sell side liquidity. Just this area was bad, absolutely bad. Market went too far until to the top of this new day opening bearish gap. It was unexpected to me. I didn't want to see this. Here we had the quarter level. Here we had a lot of things. So we could frame the same setup over there. Unfortunately, it didn't work. But the same logic I have used, fortunately, market gave me the same opportunity to show you that it is not something random. Market was bad here, came until here. I didn't expect that, got stopped out here. But when it appeared here, maybe I'll take one loss, but I will make 1, 2, 3 winning trade over there. Consecutive 3 winning trade after taking one 18 handle loss. And I will take that 100 profit, $100 profit or something like that. Everything I'll get over there. But I'm curious. So you want to keep something to your private members? I understand, but would you be willing to show us inside in Discord? I would do that, Suzivan. I would do that inside the Discord because that is also private, right? There is no naysayers over there. I mean, some people they don't appreciate the hard work. Instead of that, they say the negative words. I would do that, but unfortunately, if I do that from the Discord and someone miss that, they will never be able to see them again. Okay, unfortunately, it's not possible for them, Suziban. Just because of that, I'm keeping that inside the members only live. So maybe today or tomorrow someone is interested. Now, no, I'm not talking about this. Okay, membership. What do I mean by that? It's just the lowest one is $2.99. Okay, if I'm not wrong. I know that it's nothing for some of you. Like it's nothing. $2.99. Yeah, I got like $1.42 after the YouTube cut. I got $1.42. I have one wizard, which is $50 actually. I think it's listing March, and I have some winners that is kind of $6 or $7, something like that, like 10 to 12 winners. Rest of them are the king, which is like $2.33. So maybe like I will keep them. Maybe one time someone is interested. Okay, let's see what he has done inside the members. So take 1 month only the membership, and then they will watch everything. They will record them or whatever they want to do. They will be able to see it later. But if I do that through the Discord, as it is not recorded, I tried it to connect with the YouTube, but the quality is gone. Okay, so as the quality is gone, it's very difficult for them to understand. That's why I just kept it inside the members only live. But why I'm not doing it in public? Because there is something sometimes I say that is exactly against ICT himself. Okay, so lot of lot of people are here that they love to judge. I can't do this in front of them because of my psychological problem. Chat psychology. I hope Sujivan, you got my point, brother. I mean, that's the point. Okay, I was continent in that trade, and your explanation helped me. Wow, awesome, Archana. Awesome. Confident. Thank you. Today's Mr. Whenever you are free, please check the settings. Why the stream showing the full name of the accounts. Also, a member argue about not being able to comment here. Is it happening with me? I have seen others live as well where it is showing like at the rate of the username. Or is it, can you guys check another live? Okay, is there anyone who is doing live? If there is another one who is doing live, just check their chat. Is it just for me? I thought that it's for everyone. It's the YouTube update or something like that, but of course I will check it. You're most welcome, Suzivan. Up $10 on the day, done for today. Targeted London low during the AM session, but the market had different ideas. Yeah, absolutely, brother. Took long for new high of day, but stopped out at break even. Great idea today. Absolutely, Slayer, brother. Thanks not to blow my mind today. I really appreciate it, NQ Slayer. I really appreciate it, man. If you get boom, please boom the like button. Please push the like button. I went to eat something and market did this, and I have explained all of these things. Okay, Sachin and I just checked another live stream, and it was not showing the full name like here. Yeah, I have nothing to do, right, Mahdi? Where I can find link of our Discord. Hey, but you are not with us in our Discord. Mahdi, can you please share the Discord link, brother? Are coming in PM session, brother? I'm not sure, Jayan. I have to, and my flight is the next Sunday. Okay, so I have to manage a lot of things. After this live, I will actually, like the before the flight, we have something to do. You're obviously incredible. Thank you so much, Steven. I love you, brother. Thank you, Madhi, for sharing the Discord link. But you will be able to see the Discord link over there. You'll be able to join through that. Okay. So thank you so much, guys. I don't think so. Anybody has any other question? Look how nicely NQ is moving now during last session. It is happening like yesterday. Yesterday, I was really, I had no idea to what to say here. As you have told, I didn't notice this first, but when Suzivan told that it has traded the first presented cap, I have noticed it has also traded the first presented cap. This was the lunch hour. I had this clean lows over here that I have told in my Discord. Okay, so this was inside the lunch hour. That was the clean sell side liquidity over here. See this low and that low. The setup has been appeared into the lunch hour 12:39, just after 11 minutes. If that was the entry just around 12:50, I would be in this trade. Okay, until this sell side liquidity, I would be in this trade. Unfortunately, that setup appeared on the lunch hour yesterday. Look at the fall. What a nice fall until that area. So kind of 300 handle has fallen inside the lunch hour. So I was not able to take this sell. And then there was another sell. There was no fair value gap. Unfortunately, I was watching this market just in front of my market. Everything was perfect here. I was just praying to the market, give me a fair value gap, just one tick fair value gap. I would love to take this sell, but unfortunately this market never made the fair value cap, and I'm not able to take entry depending on that volume imbalance. I don't know how to use this volume imbalance, so I just missed this fall. I was just watching this market. Oh man, 58 handle. I think why I didn't take that risk. I should have taken that risk. I was saying like that way, but unfortunately there was no setup. So that was the only lunch hour run. And what is happening here inside the lunch hour, you can see this is today's lunch hour. So lunch hour start exactly around 11:30. So this is that 11:30. After the 11:30 it is going to fall. This sell side liquidity will be taken as well. Market will fall dramatically beautifully from this 22. No, it's not the beautiful 22 item model. I shouldn't say like that way, whatever. So maybe it will fall for the sell side liquidity inside this lunch hour. Bad luck. I have one question: how to identify accumulation before it starts? Indecisive candle from 15 minutes chart at the starting of the point, I mean session, like 9:30, 1:30 to 2 a.m. New York local time. In this area, if you see a 50-minute candle, that is an indecisive candle. That means small body, long wick. Be careful about the consolidation or the seek and destroy mode or the accumulation, whatever you say. I took it yesterday. Archana, you took it? Okay. That was the yesterday session, but I didn't. I was just watching. I had nothing to do over here except watching. Like today's 8:30 a.m. I was watching this sell side liquidity around 8:30 to frame the sell from this gap. I was just watching, not pushing button, nothing. Simply from this gap by tapping, putting my stop loss above this area. I was just watching, can it be respected after taking the liquidity market structure shift? Not a beautiful market structure shift, but from this area, can it fall for this sell side liquidity? So I was watching this setup around the 8:30, and I didn't know there is a news. So that was the news candle, by the way. I didn't do anything over here. All I have done, that is the sell I took on my funded account. Not this one, okay, that one. And I took a loss, $700, okay, 600 something. But happy. Right now this market is trading this new week opening gap. This new week opening gap, okay, so it has closed below the high of this new week opening gap. This is a sign that this is going to break that new week opening gap. Not yet, but eventually it is going to break, because the closing above below this high is a sign. So it will go higher first, trade something, then it will fall, something like that. Okay, so guys, thank you so much for being over here. I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday, mental capital preservation day. So until tomorrow, cheers guys.